Mickey Mania, The Timeless Adventures of Mickey Mouse was developed by Traveler's Tales and published by Sony ImageSoft in 1994 for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, Sega Genesis, and Sega CD, and later released on the Sony PlayStation, titled Mickey's Wild Adventure. In the game, the player controls Mickey Mouse through various levels, each based from a classical Mickey Mouse cartoons. Right away, I was impressed with the looks and interaction with the game. I was surprised when I shut the goat up with the cork, and when you jumped on his back, it shoots out. I also enjoyed how, as you move through everything, it starts gaining color as you travel through the first board. The default controls were left to left, right to go right, with down being duck, and if you pushed up, Mickey Mouse would throw his hands up and look up. Start button would start and pause the game, B would throw marbles if Mickey has collected any yet, and A and C would make Mickey jump. You could change the buttons around if you'd like in the menu system. The game had 3 levels of difficulty, being easy, normal, and hard, which meant you started the game with 5, 4, or 3 lives. If you enjoy the games but are not very good like me, pick easy. I found this game to be very challenging at times. For the next part, I'm going to read right out of the manual as I could not do it any better. In each feature, you will see Mickey's hand in the upper left corner of the screen. The hand begins with 4 fingers raised and will count down each time Mickey is hit by an object or an enemy. If the hand counts down to 0, Mickey loses a try. The number of tries Mickey has left is shown next to the hand. If Mickey runs out of tries and continues, he will have to start over at the beginning of the game. In the upper right corner of the screen, the marble bag will usually be shown. Next to the bag is the number of marbles that Mickey has collected. Mickey can find marbles throughout the game, and he can store them in the bag until he needs to throw them at an enemy or an obstacle. Each time Mickey throws a marble, the number counts down. If Mickey runs out, he will have to find more. If Mickey sets off a rocket, it will allow him to save his position from that point. If Mickey picks up a star, it will raise one of the fingers, eliminating one of the attacks against Mickey and giving him another chance. If Mickey picks up a Mickey Mouse hat, the number next to his hand will increase, and he will receive an extra try at stopping Pete. In the manual, the game is listed as having the levels be called features. So in the first feature, it's Steamboat Willie, 1928. As our first film starts, we find Mickey on board Pete's steamboat headed for Podunk Landing. Here Mickey can find a note-eating, goat-squawking chickens and cameo by Steamboat Willie. You'll find Steamboat Willie quite surprised to see how he'll look in color. Make your way carefully to the docks and watch out for Pete and his pesky parrots. In the feature's frantic final, Mickey will have to disable a big wacky contraption, so make sure you find as many marbles as you can. A little hint that might help out: when you're jumping, the bombs actually won't hurt you. Be careful when you come down, though, that you don't come down right as the bomb's hitting the ground. Will hit you then. The other thing I noticed too, which took me a while to figure out, is you can jump on the sprockets on the side, and with enough jumps you'll destroy them. Other than that, I did not do very well past this. Second feature, the Mad Doctor, 1933. Oh no, poor Pluto's been dognapped by the Mad Doctor and taken to his creepy laboratory, with skeletons, spiders, bats, and tricky traps. Mickey's nightmare has only just begun, and if you find yourself riding on a wayward gurney, be careful not to fall into the vats of bubbling acid or hit one of those spinning saw blades. With the Mad Doctor himself lurking somewhere in the shadows, Mickey's gonna have a tough time getting safely through this reel. Third feature, Moose Hunters, 1937. You'll need to keep on your toes as Mickey and Pluto move through this treacherous tree-lined territory, because while the forest and fresh air may look inviting to Mickey, they also look pretty good to a moose. If the moose should chase after you, keep running. You won't have time to duck or throw marbles, so just run and jump over any obstacles. Oh, and avoid the water too, as it'll slow you down. Hint: to keep ahead of a charging moose, you're going to need energy, so catch all the green apples you can, or that angry moose may catch you. Fourth feature, Lonesome Ghost, 1937. Ghost pranksters have called Ajax Ghost Exterminators in order to have some fun scaring Mickey, Donald, and Goofy. That was many years ago, but the troublesome ghosts are still here in their haunted house. Watch your step, things are not what they seem. Ghosts are likely to appear out of thin air and disappear before you can scream. Keep your wits about you, Mickey. Remember, you need all the help you can get. Fifth feature, Mickey and the Beanstalk, 1947. Those beans must have been magic after all. Look at the huge vine that's grown up into the clouds. In fact, the whole place is giant-sized. Just look at those giant butterflies, dragonflies, beetles, and tulips. As if that wasn't enough, Mickey may have to push some things around to do some gardening to get where he wants to go. And did we mention Willie the Giant? After all, it is his castle. Sixth feature, The Prince and the Pauper, 1990. This must be the final feature as Mickey is almost back to his own time. Unfortunately, Pete's Weasley Palace guards aren't going to make it easy for him to finish the film. Flying knives, flaming pits, crushing walls, and spinning spears are just the beginning, and right when you think it's all over, here comes the biggest, meanest Pete Mickey's ever seen. I really like this game's graphics and gameplay on the Sega Genesis, but I will admit the PlayStation really looks great. Of course it should, being a much higher end console. Mickey Mania 2 was planned sequel that was cancelled before it could even be announced. Traveler's Tales canceled the game to make the console version of Toy Story. I really enjoyed this game, and now that it has been almost 30 years since the game's last feature, The Prince and the Pauper, they could make a great sequel. They could make a game just out of the two Christmas movie short stories. If you like this video, help us out and hit the like button and share it out to everyone. Thank you.